Hi there, Peter. I mean, it looks like the structural long peripheral trade is still very much in place, no?
Yeah, I agree with you. That's been the feedback we've seen from clients, and indeed that's what we can see in terms of flows. Really, the uncertainty about the situation with Banco Espirito Santo doesn't appear to have materially weighed on appetite for Portuguese sovereign debt. It's merely that investors have decided to trim their underweights, but have reinvested elsewhere in the periphery, just while this period of uncertainty is playing out.
All right, we've got a chart out. We popped up above 4. Okay, there was a little bit of a pop there. Where was that money going specifically?
Really, from what we saw, it was just finding its way into the more liquid periphery, so Italy and Spain.
And the reason that this long peripheral trade is still in place is Draghi and the ECB, right?
Absolutely. It's a structural convergence trade driven by the fact that the ECB is now put in place the measures, which means that the Eurozone is no longer more likely to blow up than not. So this is still a structural convergence trade about eliminating tail risks and convertibility risks, as Draghi used to call them.
Is there a danger, Peter, that the market is being a little bit too casual about what's going on in Portugal and what's going on with BES?
I don't know whether it's a case of being too casual, because I think we have to accept that once you have that convergence in place, what could adversely affect one sovereign would also have an impact on the other sovereigns, because really what the structural stance that is now in place from the ECB is that as long as you do the right thing fiscally, then you'll be supported. So and the ECB will support you through whatever means are necessary. So I think that's the position, and Portugal has a good track record of doing what's necessary to meet their fiscal targets.
You know, I know our guys at Breaking Views here have put a piece out this morning saying, look, you know, we're getting bits and pieces from BES, but they're not being clear enough in their communication. Yes, the central banks come out and made very similar noises, saying, look, no problem with covering things for the bank. But I guess the question is how long that uncertainty can go on before someone in the market thinks, right, we've really got to get out.
In terms of saying we've really got to get out, and for it to cause have wider implications on the other peripheral countries, I'm not so sure that that's something which is probable. Undoubtedly, if this uncertainty about BES continues to exist, then peripheral debt looks likely to underperform. Just simply that more investors will look to reduce their exposure. But I think that the trade which we've seen so far is that they'll invest elsewhere in the periphery. So I think that in terms of this becoming some big peripheral contagion story, I'm not so sure that that's going to happen without Portugal, worst case, for example, Portugal requires financial assistance and requires another bailout. I don't think that's something which is going to put material stress and is really going to change the story of convergence on other peripheral countries.
All right.